Hi everybody, it's Caroline here. Welcome to my channel, and today I am working on a project for the Traci Reed Design Team called Mix It Up Monday, and we are working with an older collection called On the Go and Going Slow, and Traci's new collection which is called Aflutter. And I have decided to challenge myself further by printing no more papers and working only with the ones that I've already got printed. So that will be fun. So I've got all of the papers that I've got left from my last print run for the On the Go and Going Slow up the top here, some neutrals, and then some with all of the colours of the collection in, and a few journaling cards with one sentiment card. And then of the Aflutter collection, I've actually used most of it now. So I've only got the papers left that are really colourful, so they've got all the colours in the palettes on all of these papers. I have some pattern cards and a couple of journaling cards. And then with die cuts, I've got a pouch of die cuts from the On the Go and Going Slow, and these ones left from Aflutter. I'm going to work with a 3x4 photo, and I know I'm going to work at 6x8 canvas because I haven't worked on my 6x8 album for a while, so I want to put something in there. But other than that, I've got no idea where I'm going to go with this, so that will be fun. So I'm going to pop things onto fast forward and voiceover, and then let's see what comes out of this. So the first stage for me here is to go through the papers that I've already got printed to try to decide what to use for my background papers. So the ones that I'm laying down here on the top of the screen are from the On the Go and Going Slow collection. I've already decided I'm not going to print out any additional papers, so I'm just working with what I already have. And then from the Aflutter collection, I've just got these few papers left here. So I'm pulling out, first of all, this gorgeous multicoloured butterfly print, which pairs really well with the pink ledger paper from the On the Go and Going Slow collection. And I have two copies of that pink ledger paper already printed. Those are printed at Traveller's Notebook signature size, so 8.25 inches high and 4.25 inches wide. And because I'm working with the outside the page protector 6x8 canvas, which is 8.25 high by I do 6.75 wide, I need to extend things. As I've only got one copy of that butterfly paper printed, I'm going to pull in that multicoloured stripe from the Aflutter collection. Because it's from the same collection, the colour tones match absolutely perfectly, and that just helps me to extend things across the double page spread in my storybook. Now I'm tearing the edges of the pink ledger paper here just to give it a little bit of added interest, and I'm orientating everything so that the pink ledger paper will be in the center of the double page spread, and that is where I am intending to add my title and also some journaling. This is quite a new page format for me because when I work in my 6x8 album, I do work with double page spreads, but I generally have one page that is kind of paper based and the other side will tend to be a pocket page, so it will have a page protector with split pockets, and I will use journaling cards in there. So I don't tend to work across a double page spread in that album, but I thought I'd challenge myself and give it a go, and I do love the design that comes out at the very end. It looks really great in my album, and it was a really good use of the products that I had already printed to combine these two great collections together. So I've got my format here. I will be, as I said, working outside the page protector, so I know that I need to punch holes in the center of this double page spread. So that means I'm just going to offset things a little bit and make sure that I save some space there for those holes so that I don't punch anything too important. Generally, I would punch my holes first. I don't know why I didn't on this occasion, but I opted not to. I didn't punch till the very end. I think it was because I knew I was going to put lots and lots of layers in. So I just decided to go with the layers and the layering first and then punch at the very end. So I've decided to pull in one of the black and white dots from the On the Go and Going Slow collection, just as a longer paper layer so that will span further across than the pink on both sides. And as I'm working with one 3x4 photo, I'm going to use that as a mat for that photo as well. I'm pulling in one of the journaling cards, so the one with the hearts at the bottom, and that's from the On the Go and Going Slow collection. Now that collection is more what I would say is a cream based collection rather than the brighter white of the Aflutter collection, but they work really well together. I think I was quite surprised. Oh, there's my cat. Hi, Safi. I was quite surprised at just how well they went together. I was thinking that the cream-based cards wouldn't work as well against a white background, but by putting in that black and white paper from the On the Go and Going Slow, which has got a slightly warmer tone to it than that brighter white of the Aflutter collection, it helps to kind of bridge the gap. And my eye finds that fine. I don't see that card as standing out at all. It just works well for my eye, and that's what counts. Now, because I liked the way that the white polka dot looks as it extends into the butterfly paper, I've decided to extend that concept further over on the left hand side as well. And I'm pulling in one of my favourite papers from the On the Go and Going Slow collection, and that's this gorgeous wood grain. There's actually a really, really beautiful kind of rainbow wood grain, which you can see up on the top right, but I'm not going to pull that in just yet. I'm just going to use this nice neutral tone to extend some layers over onto that left hand side, and I'll end up putting my title onto that in the end. And I think one of the tips that I have when you're combining collections is certainly look for the colours that are the same. So the pink ledger is an almost exact match for the pastel pink tones in the Aflutter collection. But then also look for neutrals. So that's why I've pulled in the black and white from the one collection. I pull in a black and white from that same collection, a different black and white soon. And I've also brought in the neutral wood grain, that kind of brown tone. It's just a neutral colour, and it really helps to bridge any gaps in tone and colour. So for example, the orange of the On the Go and Going Slow might be a slightly different orange to the one in the Aflutter collection. It will work really fine, but by pulling in lots and lots of neutrals, if I'd opted for the orange to be my kind of focal colour, as I have with the pink here, then the neutrals would have helped to bridge any slight gaps in tone that there might be. So I've just stopped my camera and added the title in over there on the left hand side. I'd intended for it to all go onto that longer horizontal strip, but I decided to extend my title with some different stickers and extended that title up onto the wood grain. I'm really, really happy with how that looks. I'm really pleased to have brought in that sparkly green thicker that I've had in my stash for absolutely ages. It really matches the green sparkly colour of the crystal that I'm holding in the photo. So I was just really pleased to have brought in a different tone, a different colour, and to have that green in a different place as well. So the process that I'm going through here is to look for some through my embellishment pieces, through the die cuts from both of the collections. This is the On the Go and Going Slow die cut set. There are far more than this to the collection, but these are the ones that I already have printed and cut, and I am looking through them. I've already separated them out into journal blocks, which are on the left hand side, sentiment pieces, so anything that's got some kind of words or a phrase on it in the middle, and then on the right hand side are just the icons that I have still printed at the moment. And I'm going through the journaling blocks looking for colours and shapes that will work here as bases for my embellishment clusters. I love to work in clusters of embellishments. I like to have 3 or 4 across my page to draw the eye around, and one technique that I like to use is to work with a journaling die cut, so a speech bubble or a tag, etc., as a foundation for my embellishment clusters. So that's just a kind of a larger blank piece, maybe that's got a frame or just one motif on it, and then from there I will build out and up with word sentiments, word phrase stickers, which I'm adding in now, and then icons such as here I'll probably add in some hearts and some butterflies to match the paper on the right hand side. At this point, I haven't brought in any of the die cuts from the Aflutter collection because I've been working my way through my first print of that collection. I haven't got that many of the die cuts left. I could have printed and cut a whole new set for this project, but because I'd already got quite a lot left in my stash from the On the Go and Going Slow collection, I decided to just work with what I had. As you'll see, the style of the butterflies that come in the On the Go and Going Slow collection are slightly different to those in the Aflutter collection, which I'm just pulling out now. The On the Go ones have got a little bit more black, they're a bit more doodly, not quite as soft. but they combine really well. So the pink one that I'm moving around, it's over at the top right at the moment, that's from the Aflutter collection, and the yellowy one on the left hand side down by the title is from On the Go and Going Slow. And other than the fact the yellow one has got that darker centre and an outline to it, they look really, really good together. You know, the colours match, the tones match, the icon is great. So they work well for me, and I'm just having fun at the moment now, pulling in different icons from the Aflutter collection to add to these embellishment clusters. Nothing is stuck down, I'm just moving things around, looking for colour matches, looking to spread the colours around, trying to make sure that I've got a bit of pink in each cluster, a little bit of yellow, a bit of green, just so that the colours are all nicely spread around before I start to adhere things down and decide which of the different elements in these clusters I'm going to want to pop up on pop dots for just a little bit of added visual interest. Now that I've got the placement pretty much decided, I'm just going to start working in one of the clusters, as I said, from the journal spot up, and just start to add things with a little bit touch of a little touch of adhesive, just a light touch so that I can move things around at first if I wanted to. I had intended to just go with the 3 embellishment areas here, so the one up on the top left, the one by the title, and this one that I'm working on now, but I do actually end up with kind of 3.5 or 4 because I do decide to pull in some additional pieces down to the bottom of that journaling card. I didn't mind adding something so that it overlapped on my photo here, because really the focus of the photo was the crystal, not my finger, so that didn't really matter, and I like the sentiment that was on that little flag there. It really is going to tie in very well to the journaling, which I'm going to extend from the journal card and add a little bit onto that tag that I've now tucked under my photo as well. I always like to finish my clusters off with the smallest embellishments last, and so I'm just adding in a few florals from the Aflutter collection that I had still saved, and these are just helping me to bring in that spread of colour across these embellishment clusters, finishing things off. And I'm just really, really pleased with these embellishment clusters. I'm really happy that they work so well together. Up in the top left, for example, the journaling spot is from the On the Go and Going Slow collection, as is the heart and the word phrase sentiment, and then the 2 florals are from Aflutter. So they work so well together. They really, really combine nicely. And here we have the finished layout. I've added a little bit of twine in some places. I've still got to punch my holes, and I've got my journaling to add onto the journaling spot and the card there. Really, really happy with how this one has come together. These 2 collections combine really, really well. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you don't already, please subscribe. I'd love to see you here more often. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.